All right. So we're here at Corel Draw and TRW Rhinestone Wizard Training Volume 1, Episode 1, let's just say, for that matter. And here we have this picture of Aaliyah. All I did was I just drug it in. It's in fact a PNG document, but as you can see, when we zoom it in, of course, it's pixelated. So we have to right click on it, outline, trace, and clip art. Now, the clip art may or may not give you the results you're looking for. Like, as you can see right here with the lips, it sort of definitely messed up on the lips here. And I mean, everything else doesn't look bad. Maybe the nose, it left off the other piece of the nose. So I'm just going to turn the detail up here, and hopefully we should get those back. We got the nose back. And the lips still looks kind of wonky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cancel. And what I'm going to do with this image, because it looks okay as it is, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to make a copy. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to Control V to paste. So essentially we have two of them. I'm going to open my TRW Rhinestone Wizard, and I'm going to click on this image here. And what I like to do is I like to use the nudge feature. The nudge feature will help you a lot. I have my nudge feature set on 15. What that basically would do once we click on it and we nudge it over, now we can see our original and our copy. Our original, in a sense, is the image that we are going to sublimate. And the copy is what we're going to vectorize and use to create our rhinestone template for her dress, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So after I nudged it over, I just right clicked, and let's go ahead and do our clip art. And when we get this image here, that's not bad. We wouldn't even have to turn up the detail because we already know in our mind we're not using this image. We're only using this image to create our rhinestone template. So let's just hit OK. Of course, we have to ungroup it, ungroup all objects here. Now, I typically like to click on the white area, and then this is when I'll do my first save. Control S. I save it as AALIYAH, Aaliyah 2023 TRW. All right. Now, we already know we've ungrouped this whole image. So if we click on one of these white squares here, it's only going to click that white area and all of that white that's grouped in. What I like to do is I like to come over here to my rhinestone wizard and use one of the buttons to help you select everything at once, which is our select same color button located here. I left click that. It's going to select all of that white in that design. What I like to do is once it selects all the white is I like to nudge that over, and I'm going to change it pink so I can see it. Boom. So it grabbed all of the white that was around the outside, the white in her dress. It pretty much grabbed all of the white. All right. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to click on this area of the pink. Let me change that to black. Okay, so now I see it took off a section of her dress right here. And we can see that right here, this area here. So basically, if we look at it and we visualize it, we can see that if we close off this area right here, that should close off that side. So I'm just going to double click here. I'm going to drag this all the way, this node here, all the way down to here. to close off that section. All right, I'm going to come back to my selection tool, my pick tool. I'm going to click on the white area. So now I know I have that selection right there closed off, right? Let's come over here to our Smart Fill tool, which is located at the bottom over here on the left tool panel. I click on my Smart Fill tool, and I'll click right here in this area. Boom. Now we can see we made a duplicate of this area right here, this black area, which was connected to all the rest of the white background. All right, so we know we got that. We'll go ahead and change that. Let's change that to pink as well to match all the other white that we changed to pink.
Okay.
It has this black outline on it. I like to right click on the X to get rid of that black outline. And once again, from here, I'll go and click save. All right. So now we know that visually just looking at it, we no longer need this black area here. We can just go ahead and get rid of that. But this other pink side here, we know that's the other side that went to the frame of the original picture. We can delete that as well. And just looking at it, we can see all of these pieces to the inside of her hair. We don't need those. So I like to go through there and just visually look at it and say, all of this, that's her hair. The little pieces inside over here to her hair. We don't need that. I'm just zooming in. Zooming in will be your friend because it will let you zoom in and just grab those little pieces here. Boom. And all of this. Boom. So now, if we just highlight this pink area here and nudge it back over, boom, it fits most of her dress. We do have these pieces down here which are exposed because the it didn't connect down here, but we can easily fix that by just grabbing our rectangle tool, coming here to the edge. As you can see, it pops up, it almost snaps to the edge here. And I can drag this box over like so. I'll make it blue so that I can see it, and then deselect it. And now we have our boundary box so that we can go in there and fill these areas here with the Smart Fill tool. Boom. All right. I like to, after I select the areas with the Smart Fill tool, I like to come over here and select all of the same color. As you can see, it only selected those areas that I just filled with the Smart Fill tool. And I like to weld those together. Then I'll take all the pink. So I click on this pink, select all of the same color here, and I'll weld this together as well. Now, I no longer need this boundary box. Boom. I can click on this gray, hold shift, click on the pink, and then I can weld that together. Looking good, looking good. So now we know that we got another area right here that didn't get filled. So we can just close this area here by double clicking. Let me go back. So what I did was I just double clicked on this brown. It gives me all of the nodes. I just want to use this node here, grab it and drag it to close it. Boom. Now we can Smart Fill that object. Come back to our selection tool, our pick tool, hold shift. Well, I like to deselect. Click on just that, hold shift, click on the pink, and let's weld it together. So now we know we have our pink parts to our dress, and then well, let's change it to white. So we know that I like to change it to cream so that I can see it. Sometimes when I change things to white, I almost forget that they're there. So I like to change it to cream. And now I guess we can just change the rest of these tan color pieces to match these color pieces.
Okay.
So I'll click on one area. I'll select all of the same color. But you see what happened? It selected all of this color up here that was in the design. We don't want all of that color. We just want the color down here in the dress. So the trick is when you click it and select all of the same color, everything is selected. Now you can hold shift and deselect the areas you don't want. So we don't want this eyeball here. I zoom back out and I hold shift again. After I zoom into the area that I want to deselect, I'll hold shift again. I'll deselect it. Watch the crosshair will go away. And then this area I'll deselect again. The crosshair goes away. And now we only have her areas of her dress selected.
Okay.
And I like to double check that I only have those areas selected by simply changing the color. Boom. All right, we got all that yellow selected. I like to right click combine and then weld it together. And then let's deselect it. What I like to do is to match colors. I like to grab my eyedropper tool down here and then just add that color, boom, down here to my color palette. So now I know this yellow is supposed to be this color, like so.
Okay.
Now that's looking good. What I will do is I'll click here and I'll nudge that over. I'll click here and I'll nudge that over. And now I'll look and see, like, okay, I got those pieces of her dress left that I have to either nudge over and weld to the corresponding color, or we could be creative and add more colors to her dress by just selecting that area, select all of that same color, and let's change it to pink. Right click and weld it, well, combine. I like to use a right click of a combine and then weld instead of simply welding all the time. When you weld straight out the gate, sometimes it skews the design or it doesn't weld properly. Whenever that happens, use a right click combine and then a weld and you'll get better results. All right, you click on this pink and let's nudge that over as well. So now we know if we just went in there and highlighted this lower half and I'll nudge it over 2 times. Now we see what we got, what we're working with, what's left. Okay, and I'll nudge it, I'll grab it and nudge it back and then decide like, okay, let me select all of this brown. I'm selecting it all here. And actually what I want to do is let's add that brown color to our palette. Boom. So now when we select all of the brown and change it to purple, aha, that looks good. But now we can see that we don't need this piece up under her neck because we don't want to change that purple. We only want to change her dress purple. And we probably don't want to change this underarm piece either, but it's connected to this piece, which we'll have to go in there and get that piece out of there. So let's go back. Hold shift, deselect the chin part, and even this piece right here to her lip. So now we know we only got the dress. Let's change that to purple to make sure we only got the dress. Oh. Now for this piece right here, what I'm going to do right here is going to be kind of tricky. We know that it's connected. We can see that it's one whole piece. So what we want to do is we got to think outside the box. We're going to take our, let's see here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And we're going to use We can use either one of these pen tools to draw a line that's going to separate this part. So I'll just use my 2-point line.
Okay.
I like to zoom in. I'm going to, from this node, grab and drag to this node
Okay.
and let it go. All it did was it drew that line there. Now we can come over here to our Smart Fill tool.
Oh, okay.
Smart Fill this area. Boom. Let's come back to our pick tool. Now with this area selected, we can click on it, hold shift, click on the purple, and we can trim that that area, that purple out using our Smart Fill tool. So let's trim it. Boom. Now if we click on it and move it, you will see the purple is gone.
But you got a hold.
What'd you say?
But you got a hold there.
There is a hole there. So I'm gonna Control Z this Smart Fill back. And I'm gonna just change that back to the color of the underarm over here.
Okay.
By simply adding that color to the color wheel. Boom. In here, boom, and then clicking there. And let's get rid of that black outline by right-clicking on this X. And we know her dress was the previous brown, so we can change it back to brown. This little piece right here, let's click on that purple, hold shift, click on the brown, right-click. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there's the other pieces to her dress. So we'll click on this purple. You got it. Select all of the same color purple. Hold shift. Select that brown for her dress. Right click. Let's combine all of that together and then let's weld it. And doing it that way, now if you were to sublimate this, you can move this over like so and then change the color of her dress, you know, and print out different colors to her dress. And this is just using that vectorized image and placing it over the JPEG image and printing it out just like that. And that now her dress is essentially green. You know what I mean? We can do this. Let's nudge this over. Let's add some red to it. Give her some Rastafarian colors. Move it over. Add black to it. You know, and then I guess all of this could be yellow. Or I guess it'll look better like this. If it was yellow and then green and then red and then the actual dress was black, you know. That's just playing around with the colors, you know, and making it what you want by first taking the image, copying it, breaking it apart, separating your colors, and then the nudge feature is so helpful because it allows you to nudge it right back onto the original image without worrying about placement.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab these few pieces here and nudge them over. I'm going to change the color so I can see them. And I think I want to add yellow right there. So yellow, and we're going to combine it to that yellow and weld it together. This little piece right here, that looks like we can bring some yellow in right there. So let's weld it to that yellow. Even right here, that maybe looks like that can be green. Let's nudge it in and see if we change the green. Green looks good right there. What about red? Red looks like it's too much. Let's separate it with the green. Hold shift, select the other green, and we can weld it. We got these little pieces right here. That looks like that should be black in there. So let's grab all of that, nudge it over, change it black, hold shift, select the rest of the other black, right click, let's combine and weld.
Ready.
Now this piece right here actually looks like we can get rid of that altogether. It looks like, yep, we can see it now. Half of it was actually cut off. That's the other half of her arm, and I guess it would have came down and connected right here. So what I would do all together is I would just click on the original image, come up here to my eraser tool, and just erase that little piece out the image there.
Okay.
So, now, in my design world, my design eye, I would probably put a heart right there or put something else right there. You know what I mean? So we no longer need any of this over here. So let's get rid of that. All right. I like to size my image up here. 10.238 by 18. That's kind of huge for a woman's shirt. Let's bring it down to like 8 by 14. That's still kind of huge. I'm gonna bring it all the way down to 6.4 because we still want to have room for text if we're gonna add text to this.
Okay.
All right. So I always like to save. I should have saved every 3 or 4 minutes, but you want to save as you go. Save as you go. Corel Draw is very intensive when it comes to using your resources on your computer. So you just want to remember to save. I'm sure you've had it crash before while you were in the middle of a 20-minute design. You know what I mean? That's all of the design programs. Photoshop did it. Video editing programs will do it to you. So just remember to save. All right. Now, what I like to do is on TRW website, they have what's called live templates.
Right.
And when you choose a live template, I'm just going to go here and open up a live template because let's see here. I've ordered 1, 2, 3, 4. I've ordered 4 different templates. And these were the ones that I like the most. So let's just go into our live templates volume 3. It was a mini pack. And you get things like this. And I like using these because they already have the curves in them. They already have like extra stuff that you can pretty much just type in there. Like this curve isn't bad. Let's look at her picture. So a curve over her head would be phenomenal. Let's see what we got. We got this Admirals. Let's use this one because it's multiple colors. So it opens up in a new window.
Okay. Copy and paste.
And what I like to do is off the bat, I like to just click on find text. And I like to decide what from this image do I want to use for my Aaliyah. So I already know right here, I want that Aaliyah right dead in the center. So Admirals, come over here to Admirals. Let's click on Admirals and let's just type in AALIYAH. And it puts it in there, 3-color design, perfect, not having to worry about it, and it's ready. So what I like to do now is I like to highlight this whole design, right click, and I like to ungroup all objects.
Okay.
Next, what I want to do is I want to come through here, take my pick tool, and I want just that Aaliyah. I'm gonna drag it away so that I got just that. I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna copy. Essentially, I no longer need anything else from here unless there was something like just Central Florida. That might work. Let's grab that Central Florida and we're gonna just drag it over here because I want that as well. I can't see it. Let me change the color. Boom.
Okay.
That's cool. I think that's all. Maybe the football. Let's get this football and let's drag it over here as well. Let's change the color so we can see it. Boom. Now I'm gonna just grab all of this, right click, and let's copy it. Because we no longer need anything from here. We just grab that template so that we can use that font and that effect for our Aaliyah. So we're gonna close this down. We don't need to save it because we know it was a live template. If we save it, it's gonna change the template altogether. So let's hit no.
Okay.
We're back on our Aaliyah design. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. So now we have our Aaliyah, we got our Central Florida and our football. And I can drag this over into my design like so.
Okay.
Now, I already know that I'm gonna move this Central Florida here, hold shift, select the black, and I'm gonna hit C to center it. I did pretty good. It was already centered.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it right. So if it was off to the side, we click on it, hold shift, click on the black, and hit C, it'll center it. You can also go back over here to our Central Florida, and we should be able to click on it, and let's change it to Aaliyah 1 in a million.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Let's make it a little larger, like so. Hold shift, click on the black, let's center it again. I'll probably move it up. Aaliyah 1 in a million. And down here, I'll probably drag this down here, and I'll probably look up her born date and death date, and I'll probably put that down there. Drag this down here, like so. I'll probably make this, or if I was, let's see here. Da-da-da-da-da. August 25th. Oh, wait a minute. It was right there on the side.
Mm-hmm. 2001.
All right, there it is. January. Just copy it right from here. Control C. Click on football. Down here. Control V. There it is.
Okay.
I like to click it here. Hold shift. Click the black up here. Let's center it. Probably make it a little larger. Now, probably it looks okay curved, but I would have probably kept it straight. You know what I mean? So let's just grab our text and just place it straight. I'll probably go with a thicker font. I'll open up my fonts here. That looks good. Just choosing one randomly. Hold shift. Select the black. Let's center it. And what I like to do also is I like to bring out these rulers on the side.
Okay.
Puts everything into perspective. Okay, so I know that's too big. Let's bring it into the rulers. That looks good. That looks good if I do say so myself. So from here, what I would do is I would highlight everything.
Okay.
And then I would size the garment to the side. Okay, is this a nice size for this garment? Like, you know what I mean? And then I will head on to my stone part.
Okay.
So with this, whenever you grab a live template, it is still together. Like this Aaliyah, if I click on this and drag this, you see it has the inside part and it has that part, as you can see. So let's Control Z it back. You want to right click, convert the curves, and now that nudge feature comes in handy right here, because now you can nudge this over. Let's change that to like this blue. I'm gonna nudge this one over to the right. As you can see, that's still together. So right click, convert the curves, and now let's nudge that over. There must be something still there. Okay, let's see here. Let's nudge it back over. Right click. Oh, let's close our design wizard, because back here in our live template editor, there's actually, when we highlight the whole thing, it should be, yep, break apart effects. So we have to break that apart. So now when we click on our black, open back up our wizard, go back to our edit tab, and we nudge it over. Now we have our multiple pieces, our 3 layers. So let's nudge that back over, and we know we want that black to chop through that blue. Just depends. If you're using rhinestones, you want the purple to be the outline. You want the black to chop through the purple so that the stones adhere directly to the fabric of the shirt. If you're doing vinyl, you may want to keep it like this because it will look better when you go to layer it. If you layer a whole purple, then layer the whole black, because you won't have any gaps in between the letters. You know what I mean? All right. So what I like to do is let's just go ahead and click on the black, hold shift, click on the purple, and let's trim through it. So now we have this.
Yep.
All right, let's move our blue back over. Let's nudge it back over. And as you can see, we have our blue with the outline of the white, and we have, well, there's 4 colors here actually. Let's click on this white. We're gonna change that another color so we can see it. Great. Aha. Let's nudge that over. And nudge this over. So those are actually the same thing. We only need one or the other. So let's just delete the gray, keep the black. Let's nudge the black back over. All right, so where is that third color? And we only see our 2 colors here. The third color must have just been an outline. We can recreate that by doing a place and fill to the outside. And let's add an outline. Let's start with 0.03. See what that looks like. Island fill. Ooh, not bad. I want it a little thicker, so I'm going to Control Z, undo. Let's try 0.05 island fill. Ah, that looks better. I deselected it because, you know, when you're creating islands, all it does is, let's make it blue. It creates an island directly in the back of it, like so. So what you would have to do is use your blue to chop through your purple, and use your your black to chop through your blue. So right now it looks like this. So let's chop the black through the blue, and you have your black. You have your blue outline, and then you have your purple outline. I'm going to Control Z it back. Now you have your 3 colors to work with. I like using 3 colors. Sometimes I like using 2. That 3 colors gives you just more options when you want to change it to multiple colors. So we already got the 3 colors, red, yellow, green in our dress. Now we can do red, yellow, green up here. All right. What I like to do is I never like working with these outlines. So I like to highlight it and right click on this X. Let me zoom in so you can see. I right click on the X. It gets rid of those outlines that were in there. Let's save our work. Let's move on to the fun part. So when I do my rhinestones, I always, not always, 80%, 85% like to keep it at 0.075.
Okay.
Some designs you may want to bring it in some designs you may want to bring it out some, depending on how you visually want it to look. But if you want it to stay inside the line directly, it's 0.075. So let's go inside, add stones. I like to always click my magic path, even though I can't visually tell if it makes a difference or not, but I like to always keep it on. Let's click on our black here. Let's go to our place and fill tab. And I like to start off with a hatch fill just to see what it looks like. Ugh. Let's do clear the paths, merge overlapping stones, and let's change it to yellow so we can see it. Not bad, but oh, it's hideous, actually. Let's click on one yellow, select them all. Let's get rid of it. Oh. Let's click on it again. Let's try that again with an island fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now, island fill was better, even though it didn't fill the whole letter up. But with some fine tuning, of course, let's, Corel Draw will always give you a good starting point. But then most of the time, unless it's just some block text that filled out perfectly, you got to go in there and do some fine tuning as far as, taking your circles and equal spacing them and making them look right. So after a few minutes of, placing the stones where you visually think that they should go, this design will look quite better. I'm such a perfectionist at times, though. I would do all of this. I will move all of these stones, and then I will look at it and be like, let's try that again. And I'll delete them all. Boom. Instead of one island, let's change it to 0 islands so it can fill up the rest of the space. Let's click on it. Let's try that again with an island fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now, it did it a little better. The H is perfect almost, Then we got to fix the A, so I'll probably delete that altogether. Delete. Earlier, when I first started, I used to go in there and move and fix a lot of things, but now it's easier to just look at it and go on a deleting spree. I'm going to delete all of these because now I'm going to go through there and I'm going to grab one and I can move it around, but now I can use spacebar to place one right here. Boom. Move it again. Press spacebar. Boom. Move it again. And essentially, I can fill up this whole design by just holding one stone, dragging it, hitting spacebar where I want the corresponding stones to go. And that doesn't mean they're equal space, but they're space to your visual. And sometimes that's good enough. So edit here, I'll fill that line there. And then I'll probably get rid of all of these. Boom. Click on this one, hold shift, click on that one and fill between those two. But I like to delete and then just go back in there and do quick fills because I can click that one right there. And I can just go straight up this line here. Equal space, add a stone. Add one more stone that looks cramped, take one away. I can do this right here, fill between two, Do it again, fill between two, clear the stones. Right here, fill between two, clear the paths, and then I'll just take this from here and go up to there and equal space that row and clear the paths.
Okay.
So that's how I like to do it now. I find it quicker than you may fix one whole row, boom, and then realize like, okay, I fixed that row. Now I got to fix this row because that looks unspaced. So then you'll find yourself moving that stone and then fixing this whole row. So I just like to delete all the stones, well, not all the stones, the ones that don't visually fit to me, and then just use my equal spacing to just go in there and boom. Still looking off right here, so I'll grab this line and equal spacing.
Looks good.
So I'll finish off the rest of the letters, and then down here for her dress, I like to, I had Corel draw for years before I got hit to this nudge feature. This nudge feature will save you because now you can just nudge it off to the side, click on it, place and fill, do your hatch fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Let's change these to like this teal, or wait a minute, let's go to a red so we can really see it. And over here, all I would do is, it's not bad, but I mean, the lines were not straight. Since we know we're dealing with a sublimation image and they don't have to necessarily fit in the area, we can just come over here and we can just have fun over here and just get the placing stones, because we know we're about to come back with our equal spacing tool, equal space these out. So we're just placing them where they go, like so that her dress can look as full as possible when you move everything back over. I'm just filling it up where the design wizard did not fill it up all the way. Like right here, move this down, move one up. It looks like a stone can fit right there. Let's try it now. Eyes kind of tight. So what I'll do is I'll just move him up some and bring him down some to where, boom. So a lot of it is more so about deciding where you visually want the stones to go and just moving some around. Like this right here, I would probably spend a good 15 minutes on this part right here, just making sure all the green is covered with the red stones, even if I gotta bring them in closer like so. But people will be like, how do we get it to look so great? It's because the longer you spend on one template, the more you'll be able to use that template without feeling like, I need to redo it because you find mistakes, you know? If I'm going to use this one template on 30 shirts, I want it to be pristine as possible, you know? And maybe one of those 30 people that got one of these shirts will be like, oh, I want one in yellow. And now I'm making more profit off of it again and again and again. But if you do this and you don't decide to make it perfect, you'll be brushing your stones in and be like, I can make it better. And then you'll find yourself going back over this part to make it better and cutting out a whole new template and then trashing your first one. So I just spend more time on this part right here because this is the money maker. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Especially when you're selling the designs on Etsy, you want them to be right, because you'll find yourself spending double time to go in and fix it just so you can re-upload it for people that may have purchased it and they found errors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Etsy don't like to let you give refunds, and the people don't seem to understand that, and they will flag you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
People are cruel. Instead of jumping in my inbox and asking for my help, people would just, I don't know how to use this Rhinestone template, and they would just flag me. I want a refund. I'm like, but then you didn't even reach out for my help.
Yeah.
I'm just going in here. Like when it comes, if I know I'm doing sublimation, sometimes I definitely like right here, I'll take the stone all the way to the edge because
Uh-huh.
it's just going to look. You see how good when we zoom back, let's just grab all these red stones and move them over. Nudge them back over. Making green. Let's nudge the green back over and move it to the back. Well,
Oh.
so that doesn't look bad, but now you see how much better it would look if we added more stones.
Mm-hmm.
It took a little more time to just fill it all in. Because once we sublimate it and add those stones on top, it's going to look so ravishing.
That is pretty.
And it won't look like stones are fell off already. You know what I mean? This whole row right here, let's equal space this row. So that's why I went in there and moved my stones around, because now I can just go in there and equal space some rows, move this
Mm-hmm.
one. I
Mm-hmm.
use my tools a lot, but then I like to use my eyeball as well. I mean, if you've been doing shirts for quite some, let's go back. If you've been doing shirts for quite some time, you know, yeah, I can grab my ruler every time and spend an extra 3 minutes per shirt, or I can eyeball it and move along, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Knock this order out.
that's
So,
nice.
so with this one, because her dress was so much, like, I mean, this is probably where I would spend the most time. But then just imagine how beautiful this will look once all the yellow is done, once the red is done, once the green
Mm-hmm.
is done, and you cut out those 3 separate templates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right, let's move on to another image.
it's nice.
All right, let's see here. I got some Bruno. I like to use a lot of the cartoony vector images because
Mm-hmm.
they're easier when it comes to having it cutting out vinyl, converting it to vinyl, and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. What was the name of that group? Silk Sonic. Like this one. I love this image right here. When I choose images, I visually like to look at it like, okay, it has dark black lines. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty. It looks good already. Let's right click, outline. Let's clip art. See, it takes away so much detail from
Mm-hmm.
the image that let's cancel it. What I'll do here is first I'll go to my remove BG.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drag that image into the remove BG just to get rid of that background real quick. Download it from remove BG and drop it right into Corel.
Okay.
Boom, like so. Now we got our image without the background, like so. Get rid of this one, move this one over, size it up, and you already know what I'm about to do with it. I'm about to copy it and paste it, and then nudge it over. So this will be the image that I print out because it's nice and crispy. And this will be the image that I edit, meaning I'm gonna vectorize his shirt, vectorize the collar, vectorize the blazer. I'll be able to vectorize the sunglasses and change the color on the sunglasses and even on his hat.
Okay.
Let's right click, outline trace, clip art. That looks good right there, but let's turn up the detail on it. We got a little more detail like the bridge and the glasses and things like that. That's okay. Right click and ungroup all objects. Now, I'm gonna go through this part pretty fast because it's all pretty much just selecting, and I'm trying to take all of this over here and I'm gonna select, combine, weld it all together so that it's all one piece. I don't want his shirt being the same as his collar. I want to change them up all together.
Okay.
Start by going in here. I'm holding shift as I go. I'm just, let's do it a faster way. Let's click on this tan, select all colors, and let's nudge it off to the side. Boom. We know just from looking at it that this is his blazer right here. Boom. I'm gonna grab this. Let's change that like blue. Let's change this blue. And we know that the rest of this over here is his shirt. Grab all of that. We're gonna change that to like mint. This part right here is definitely, we'll change that to blue as well. Aha. Now we'll click on here again. Let's select all of that same color. Boom. Let's nudge it over. Now we know that all of this over here can be blue. And all of this over here, let's change that to teal or the mint. Almost done because we got just this little. Now I'll probably go over here and start hand selecting. Boom. Let's try it again though. Select all of the same color. See, now it gets all up in here and start pulling the color from the glasses and everything. So I'll probably nudge that over twice. And then I'll look and I'll be like, all of that may be able to come out. Because let's just see. Let's grab all of this. Right click and combine it. Let's nudge it over. Change it red. All right, not bad. But we know that some of this over here fills in those areas. So let's grab it and nudge it over. Boom. I like to change it to different colors so I can see it. Aha. And then I'll deselect it. Now I'll go in here and piece by piece. Click on this blue, hold shift, click on this blue, this blue, this blue, this blue, blue, blue. Then click on the red, right click, combine, and weld. So now we got that shirt. Most of it, we know we got this top piece over here. I'm just nudging it over, hold shift, and weld it to that. Boom. Not bad, not bad, you know. With the blue here, let's select this blue, right click, combine. Let's nudge it over. That's his collar. Doesn't look bad, but as I can see over here, it's actually separated. He got the collar and then he got the undershirt. So I'll probably nudge that over. Now over here, I'll probably visually look at it and say, we're gonna redo it. We're gonna redo all of that. Let's delete this. And I'll look at it and say, I know I need to close off this piece. So let's close this off. Double click on it. Let's drag this up to here. You just want to close it. Boom. We know we need to close off the bottom. Let's close off the bottom because that area is open as well. Now, we know we need to separate this piece for his collar. So we'll use we can use a 2-point line, but let's use our 3-point curve here. We're going to curve it from right here because we just want to separate that. Boom. Want to make sure everything is closed. So when I use my Smart Fill tool, I can just, boom, go to my Smart Fill, boom, click that collar. Wait a minute, it's still open right here. So if I click on this, it's going to click all, it's going to fill all of that area you're in. So let's go back to our 2-point line. Let's just draw a small line right here. Close that up. So now, Smart Fill, let's get this other collar. Boom. Haha. Select all of the same color. Let's change that collar to blue.
Okay.
Right click, combine. Let's get rid of that stain on this shirt. Well, it says A1 here, but let's just get rid of it altogether. Delete that. And let's Smart Fill this middle piece for his shirt. And this piece here. And yeah, let's go ahead and Smart. Wait a minute. We're going to leave it like that. I'm going to deselect it. Because all of this area right here, we can just select all of this and make this black. Well, not black. Select, hold shift, select that part. Select the black, right click, combine. That way we got his collar. We fixed his collar. Now let's combine the shirt. Let's change it to like this copper. Right click to get rid of the outline. Boom. And let's Smart Fill this area right here for the rest of his shirt. Grab those pieces and right click, combine, and weld it. So now we got his undershirt. But now we were able to separate his collar. Let's move that over. Boom. And we got his undershirt. Boom. Move that over. Like so. I'm going to highlight all of this and right click to get rid of those outlines on there. Now, also what we can do is click here and like give it just a little bit of spread. So let's go 0.01 to the outside, no stones, and do an island fill. Well, it need to be at least one island there. Island fill, which gives it just a little more outline to it. Let's hold shift, click on the blue. Let's weld that together. We can do it a few more times to like bring it to the edge, because all we did was vectorize the one on the right, and we nudged it over to cover up the image on the left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could, if we wanted to, double click this blue, drag this node out here. Drag these nodes out here and just visually grab all of these nodes and move them all the way to the edge. Grab the rest of these nodes and just visually move it all the way to the edge, like so. But then you want to take your time and go around the design like so, moving the nodes, turning this node just so you can cover up the bleed, should I say. Like I'll probably go in there and get rid of all that, those little inside pieces. All of this inside, I'll probably get rid of all of that. Just by deleting the nodes. When it get down to here, I'll drag this node all the way back and drag this node all the way back. Boom. Delete all of these nodes. Make his collar solid. Boom. That looks better already. You know what I mean? I'll probably grab this, drag this out to the edge here. And then grab the rest of these nodes here. And just dragging them out so that they overlap. So when I go to change the color will look so pristine on top that you couldn't even tell that it was another color underneath, you know? When you go to sublimate it, that collar gonna be blue. Like we did all of this here. I'm just grabbing all of this maroon. Let's change it to yellow. Grab all of this maroon. Change it to yellow. I'm just changing it all to yellow. Then I'm gonna select all of the yellow and combine it together.
Then we'll.
Click on the yellow. Well, this is yellow over here too. So let's change that to like. So now I can select all the yellow. Right click, combine.
Then we'll.
Edit and nudge it over. Let's change his jacket to red or maroon. So now the original, you know, it's like this. And now we were able to change the colors all together. Let's give him a white collar. Let's give him a blue shirt. You know.
Nice.
Now we can still decide like what else from over here would we like to use. Like this is good for me because now I can just click on this red, place and fill, do inside, add stones, contour 0.075, and do a hatch fill. Clear pass, merge overlapping stones. Not pretty much. Well, okay. I'm glad that happened. Let's go back. Control Z. This is another, boy, this will show the power of the nudge feature. I love it. I wish I would have used it earlier on. So it only rhinestone half of the jacket. So let's click it, edit, let's nudge it out. And let's weld it together. Let's try that hatch again with it nudged off to the side. There it is. Clear the pass, merge overlapping stones. That used to frustrate me so much. I used to try to get a feel on like I just did his jacket, and it only did one half of it. And I was like, oh, why do we keep doing that? Sometimes you got to nudge it and get it separately. Okay. And then once it's separate and you go to do your hatch fill, it'll fill it. And now let's select all this blue. Edit, let's nudge it back over. Okay. Let's change it to red. So as you can see, depending on how your mind works, you may not even need this piece for your sublimation image. You know what I mean? Because this piece, we only put that piece together so that we could change the color of his blazer. But if you're just going to use red stones on top of the original image, that would look great. Okay. Even if you just wanted to use brown stones on top of the original image, that would still look great. But if you want to change that original image and make him have on a pink blazer, then that's when you would nudge this piece over and print out, boom, that with the pink overlay for the jacket. Is it making sense?
Yes, it is. I see what I've been doing wrong.
So yeah. And that's the main reason why I copy the image, move it over to the side, grab all of the objects that I want together, like for their glasses. Let's do his. Let's keep his red. So I grab just that one side, make it red, nudge it over, right click and combine. Let's get his other one. Boom, boom. Right click, combine, nudge it over. Weld, make it red. Boom. But let's say we want his to be blue. Right click, combine. We'll do it all at the same time. Grab the rest of these pieces over here. Right click, combine. Blue, nudge it over. Boom. Now his glasses are blue. His are red. His shirt is red. You know, I mean, his shirt is red, and then we'll do like flip flop. People be like, that wasn't the original image I seen. I know. I remixed it. So me personally, I started out only vinyl and rhinestone. So I had to, throughout the years, I was never able to do this right here. It would always have to be an outline on his jacket and the stones in the inside with no color behind it. Using sublimation, you're able to utilize that color from the image and place those stones directly on top of that color to give it that ultimate pop. And I love that.
Okay.
All right, let's move right along.
See
So
that?
what I would do is when I'm looking at an image, I say, would I be able to change the color of his hat? Let's see. I click on all of these colors because I know they need to be welded together or combined together.
Yeah, well.
Let's nudge it over and let's blue.
Okay.
Not bad. You know what I mean? Of course, I'll probably go up here. Let's weld it. And I'll probably fix this little part right here where it's peeking out. Clicking on the node and just moving these arrows to cover it up. Even right here. But 9 times out of 10, when you sublimate the image, you won't even see that little spillover. Boom. Now we change his hat. And I'll probably smooth into that right here. Play with it as much as I can to make it look right. Right, delete this little piece right here because that don't look right. Right, delete this little piece. Click on this node and turn it like so. Boom. And I'll just keep. What else can I grab from over here? If there's nothing else I can grab from over here that I think will work, like we can probably grab the edges of the heart and combine it with this. Give it just a little more. This piece right here, I'll probably double click and go in there and clean all of that up. Take all of those nodes away. So I get down to there and bring this node all the way back in.
Okay.
Bring this node all the way back in. Boom. Let's go ahead and weld it. Aha, I made it fuller. You know what I mean? Grab these from over here. Nudge it over. Hold shift. Click on the red. Right click. Combine. And weld. Right here, this little pointy piece. I'll just double click and get rid of that. I'll probably, the OCD in me is like, okay, let's get rid of this little squiggle right there. Let's get rid of that point right there. Click on this. Let's drag this one back in. Drag this one, curve it on out. This one, get rid of that little piece here. Next piece. Let's straighten out this piece by bringing this node back. Bringing this one up. And when you play around with the nodes, just remember, Control Z is your friend. Like, oh, that don't look right. I'll go back and try it again. Double click. I think those two can come out. Yep. And maybe even this one and that one. Maybe that's too much. Control Z. Boom. Deselect. Not bad. I'll probably curve this in just a little bit. Boom. And I'll probably get rid of all of this jagged on this side. Go with a smooth. Boom. Like so. Looks good. Now what I'll probably do is get rid of everything else. Boom. Now over here, I'll look at it again like, what do I want to do? Huh. I'll add rhinestones to its glasses. So I'll just grab this red stone from down here, drag it up here, and right click to make a copy. Let's turn it yellow so we can see it. And then what I would do is just visually. I did a training with one lady. She was like, you zoom in and out so much. Zoom in helps you to fine tune where you want it. Once you zoom too much, you can't see where it goes. So you zoom out and be like, okay, that one will go right there. This one will go right here. Let me zoom out so I can see the next dot. It's right here. Boom. 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 And I'm just placing these as a guide visually based on what I see. Now I'm just freehanding it around because I'm going to use my equal spacing tool. I just wanted it to be in that shape of that heart. And now I'm going to click here and go around this heart all the way to the bottom of the point here in equal space. Aha. I'm going to leave it like that. Shift and clear the paths. This one came off just a little bit. Let's nudge him back over. Let's nudge this one over. That looks good. Let me do the other side. Boom. I'll probably add a stone, add one more. That looks good. Shift and clear the paths.
Nice.
And I'll probably do his other one with the rhinestones going around. To here. I like to do half because you try to do the whole thing, it's gonna turn around and change it, and it's gonna look more like a circle.
Mm.
So when you do one half, it allows you to do that curve. If I would have brought it all the way around here, this curve right here would have been more circular than pointy, like a end of a star. I mean, end of a heart. So that's like what I like to do when dealing with circles or dealing with V's or W's. I like to take it right down to the point, do one line, and then take it up from that point and do the other line. It'll look much better than just trying to, let's see here. We took a W, place and fill, island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. That did it great right there, right? But if we were doing it by hand and we did a stone here, stone here, stone here, stone here, and we went straight across here and did another stone here. If we take this equal space tool and we click on them and we come around this curve here, watch what happens down here when we hit our equal spacing. Now add, see how it turned into a curve? When we made it a straight line, it curved those stones right around that bottom like that. I'm just taking them back. Let's go up some more. If we took and we're like, oh, I want to connect all of these stones together, even though these two right here are identically on the same axis, x-axis. When we try to use our equal space tool, they're no longer going to be straight because the tool will automatically curve them and turn them into a curve like such. So what I do is I will only go down this row, equal space this row, add in my stones, shift and clear the path, and then start my next row. So that the line stays straight and it doesn't try to curve it at the bottom. Boom. What I also like to do a lot is when you see the symmetry in the design, do stuff like this. I'm not about to do that line over again. I'm about to highlight that whole row, drag it over using control. I'm gonna copy it. Do it again. Boom. Wasn't as straight because I think I curved it. It was curved somehow. Yeah, it's curved right here. So I'll probably delete all of that in between and use our fill between two. So we know it's going to be a straight line. Edit, fill between two, shift, clear the path. I'll probably get rid of all of these and just do that again. So now I know I made it straight. And it wasn't even that the line wasn't straight, the W is curved right here. You're still successfully able to get your two rows, you know? So when it comes to text, I'll take and do it like this versus doing this works too. That's if the text is thick enough. If it's not thick enough, then the lines won't they'll start doubling and tripling up on you when you get down in here. But this actually right here looks good, just using a basic fill. But I would probably still do it this way because I have more control.
Okay.
Like I'll probably grab all of that and then just drag this row right over. So do it again. Grab this whole row right here, drag it, copy it, and then flip it. Boom. Drag it over. Boom. And then I'll start my equal spacing, like right here on this row. What was this? What would we call this? Oh, Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic TRW. Yeah, so I definitely like to see the symmetry in the design and work off of that to just do one half and then copy and paste the other half. All right, moving right along, right along. We got about 40 more minutes. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Learning a lot.
Huh?
Learning a lot.
Learning a lot. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I see. I see.
Yeah, so when I first got started, I didn't think nothing about using the original image as my sublimation image and then just adding the stones where I wanted them to go. Like, let's go to page 2. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it on page 2. Because essentially, without even vectorizing it or without creating any islands or anything, you can just go right in here, click right here on drop one stone at a time, and then just drop a stone. Boom. You want to deselect it here. And now just use this one stone to say, oh, I want stones right here in his ring. We're gonna drop 4 stones right there. We're gonna drop 2 more stones right here for the band. Boom. We're gonna pull back out. I'm gonna say, oh, I want this rubber band to actually be a bracelet. I'll drop 1 right there, and then I'll just follow this line. Boom, boom. And then use my equal space tool. So now we're just taking this sublimation image, we're just highlighting where we want the stones to go. Like right here. Oh, we're gonna put stones in his necklace. Boom. And we just going to visually, how we see it, place stones right there. Because once you sublimate the image and place those stones on there, it's gonna look like he got on a necklace for real. See? And now I'm just pretty much using the software to freehand where I want the stones to go, because I'm just gonna cut out a template, brush the stones in, and it's gonna match right up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would probably go in here. Let's reverse it. Let's Control C, Control V. Let's nudge it over. Right click, outline trace, clip art. We're not gonna add any more detail to it, because now in my mind, let's right click, ungroup. All I want is these black areas right here.
Okay.
Boom. Let's select all this blue and nudge it over. Wait a minute, that wasn't the blue. And nudge it over. And now we're looking at it like, oh, I just want to add black rhinestones to his shirt to make it look like it's black sunflowers, I guess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take all this blue, right click, combine, weld it together. I'm going to take and nudge it over. Boom. And now I know I don't need this blue over here. So we're going to click on this blue. And I love this eraser tool. Click on this eraser. And we're just going to go in there and erase all of this blue on this side. Boom. All right, deselect it by selecting back on the pick tool. Oh, we got a little more blue over here. Use our eraser. Let's go in there and get that blue. Boom. Change this to black. Boom. That's place and fill. Inside islands, hatch field. Clear the path. Merge overlapping stones. Let's change the color so we can see it. Not bad. Not bad. I would probably go in there. The OCD in me will clean this up, you know, probably move this over just a skill so I can place another one in there. I'll probably move this one over, place another one here, place one here. Just visually looking at it like, oh, where can another stone go? That would make, the more stones, the better. That will, like right here, I'll probably go like this. Get rid of this little black little piece right here. Now I'm just going in there and making sure the black is filled in to the max. I know I might zoom in and zoom out a lot. Zoom is your friend. The more you zoom, the more control you will have, and you'll be able to fine point exactly where you want the stones to go. Every once in a while, in between changes, I got my finger ready on Control S so I can hit save and continue moving right along.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why you don't hear me say hit save, because I am saving probably every 2 or 3 changes. I hit Control S. That way, if it was to crash on me, I got most of my work saved, and I only got to redo the last few steps. Looking good, if I do say so myself. The younger me, when I first did this and I populated those stones in there, I would have said, "Oh, looks good to me," and sent it right to the cutter. You know what I mean? And I mean, the customers would have been happy. They probably wouldn't have been able to see the errors, but throughout the years of me seeing my own errors, it has made me into this. I got to make it right. If 2,800 people are going to download this one rhinestone file, I want everybody to be able to use it, you know what I mean, to its full capacity.
Right, right.
So people tell me, they be like, I run sales on my Etsy all the time, which makes most of my designs anywhere from $5 to $10. People will jump in my inbox and say, "Hey, do you do customs?" I'll say, "Yeah." And then I think they think that they about to get a custom design for $5 or $10. Then when I hit them with 35, 45, 55, they're like, "Why?" Because you don't know. I'm about to spend 2 days on your design to get it to look right. You know what I mean? The design that I got on Etsy, I spent 2 days to get them to look right, but they are general designs that everyone can use. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to customs, unless you know how to do this yourself, you're gonna pay somebody to create a file for you. And if they lowballing themselves, let them do it. I teach people, don't lowball yourself, because this is art. This is an art form that people are willing to pay for.
Yeah.
Just like embroidery is an art form. People would even say vinyl is an art form if you're using it in artistic ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to pay though.
Oh, they do. They do. You just got to create that lane for yourself. You know what I mean? Create that lane to the point to where when people look at your rhinestone designs, they're gonna say, "Wait a minute, hers are different. She's thinking outside the box, and she got her own unique style." You know what I mean? I teach people the tricks, the tips, and the clues. But trust me, as you go along, you're gonna come up with your own unique style, which you like. Oh, Ray likes to use rhinestones in these areas, but I like to use rhinestones in these areas, and it's gonna set yourself apart. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, like me. I'm looking at this. I haven't not once decided to rhinestone his hair. Like, you know what I mean? But you, on the other hand, may be like, Bruno Mars, his hair is always crystally and shiny anyway, like he got activator in it. And you might put stones right there, and it's gonna look good because it's gonna look like he got a Jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look like it's shining, and he got a Jerry curl. You might decide to stone up the teeth. Like, you know what I mean? I want them to have stoned up teeth. I do stuff like this sometimes. There. Boom.
Yeah.
And boom. You know what I mean? Those little, you know what I mean? Now, when people look at the shirt, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he got earrings on and everything." Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the earring it's gonna bling right right off the shirt. Let's move right along. Look, I would have probably rhinestoned the hat. You know what I mean? While you like, I'm gonna rhinestone the glasses. I'm gonna do his chain. You know, I'm gonna do the rings. You might even decide to rhinestone just the
sleeve.
Yeah, this part and this part, and not the whole jacket. So to each his own. The possibilities are endless. Let's see here. Now let's play around with some text real quick. I love text, and most people don't even know that you can do a lot with it. Let's see here. Did I spell it right, Deborah?
Yep.
All right. I like to go font hunting all of the time. So all of the time, right? Every day I'm on here searching for new fonts. That was
That's cute. Mhm.
will work with this one. I like to look at it. I like to copy it. I like to see it in title case and see it in uppercase or lowercase. That's lowercase. And then here go uppercase. So I like to look at all three of them real quick and be like, oh, okay. So when I use the uppercase, it puts the heart inside of the circle. That's neat.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
We're gonna go with that one. Once I choose my font, I immediately like to decide if it's spaced correctly. Like right here, they have the R and the A together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to our edit. Let's go to our text spacing. Let's hit this TS here. And can we move that A over? That's the H. Control Z. We go to A. All right. All right. Control Z. So I like to click on the A, hold shift, click on the H. Then we can hold control. Control will allow you to move it left to right on that axis. We're going to just nudge it over just a little bit. I didn't want that A to be touching that R like that. Boom.
Okay.
All right. Now, all right, that looks good. And let's save it. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to weld it. I always like to weld my text right after. When I find out the text I'm going to be using, I like to weld it. And then I like to play around with these islands. Let's do an island to the outside, add stones. I'm pretty much about to show you the whole way of not using the templates. So
Okay.
right here, I'll probably start off with 0.05 on the outside and hit island fill. Gives me that. Let's change that to red.
Okay.
That's left click to deselect the outline. And then I'll probably go back over here and then let's do a 0.1. Click on the red, island fill. Let's change that to black. Boom. So now, if we were to take this red and chop through this black and hit trim, now we have our 1, 2, and 3 color. Like so. So now, gonna use this black and chop through the red. Boom. So now we got our blue, our red, and our black inside. Aha. Once again, I'm going, let's change the color. Let's set it up for stones. Inside, add stones, 0.075. Let's click on Deborah. Let's just do a hatch fill. Let's see what it looks like. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. That's not bad because it gives us our left to right, even though it didn't bring it all the way to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I love hatch fills because they look so clean. Let's try it. I always do this on every design. I see what it looks like hatch fill, then I go to an island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones, and that island fill got it in one click. I would probably fix these right here in the heart, but that's ready to cut out if you ask me. You know what I mean? I'll probably move these like so, put one heart in the, one circle in the middle. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's me online telling people I can do rhinestone shirt names for $35, $45 a shirt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's me practicing with font after font after font, hatch fill, island fill. You know what I mean? And just I'll start off with You know, all of my girlfriends. Yeah, girl, you know I do Rhinestone shirts. Look at this one I did for myself. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, I want you to do me one. I will write down that font. That font is called Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice font, and the rhinestone sitting there with one click, island feel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I would have wished I've done throughout the years is when I come across a font like this, where sure enough, when we hatch filled it, the hatch fill, I mean, it somewhat worked, but it was choppy.
Yeah.
When we did that island fill, boom, clear the path, merge overlapping stones, and you don't have to move one stone. You know what I mean? That might be something you want to write down in your notes to say this font here, Cherry, sized at 11.1 or 11 inches, works perfectly for rhinestones. Like, you know what I mean? And then you'll create you'll over time you'll have a list of fonts that you know that work perfectly that you don't have to tinker with as much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cursive fonts. Do it again. DEBORH. I got my cursive fonts more so down here. That was a good one. But let's see here. I already know the thickness of this. It works perfectly for rhinestones, but I've tried it before. Trying to find this real scripty one. It was one at the bottom, but that might have been too scripty. All right, perfect. When it comes to script fonts, you want them thick enough. You want to visualize it and in your mind say, yeah, that's thick enough for stones. I think a stone will go in there. You know what I mean? Because let's leave it at 9.5. You want to weld it because if we don't, you see in most script fonts, the letters are overlapping. So when you weld it, it puts it all together. Let's go back to our enhanced view. Let's do a place and fill, island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. That's not bad. It's not bad. It definitely can use some work to make it look perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But let's try what it looked like in the hatch fill. The hatch fill chopped it up even more.
Mm-hmm.
So on a design like this, sometimes you got to get tricky with it. When I say get tricky, let's change our contour spacing from 0.075 to 0.06.
Okay.
Click on it. Let's hit island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now, let's get rid of this one. Let's bring this one up. So that is at 0.075. This one is at 0.06. So as you can see, when we zoom in, it brings it just a little bit more over the edge, but then it allows for, like right here, you can see on the R, it allows for that double row on the top of the R, and even on the H, it allowed for it to automatically do that curve right here for you. In the A, you're able to get 2 rows. It still needs to be fixed, but now you're able to manage it better because it gives you something better to work with. We can go one step further and keep dropping it to see how much more we can squeeze in there. Let's go to 0.05 now. Island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. All right, it's getting a little better now, you know, but you got to realize it's going to take it outside the edge of your design, which sometimes that works because it looks better that way. I've taken it all the way down to 0.03. And I did a island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now, as you can see, it's not quite an outline, but if we take the black away, and we take this black away, let's change them to red so we can see them. As you can see, the Deborah at the bottom, when we did our 0.03, it's more space and you can read it better.
Right.
So that's the times when I play around with the contour spacing.
Okay. Okay.
It still needs work. You still want to go in there and like I'll probably take this and curve that around since I know the O has a curve in it like that. I'll probably delete this one here. I'll probably bring this one here, delete that one, and curve this line down this way. See that one? I'll remove that one and then do my curve. Add a stone, boom. Drag this one in just a little bit, bring it up this way, add a stone, boom, you know what I mean? So I would just fix it to a point where right here, I know this circle, let's go ahead and connect this O to where it's visually more appealing, boom. And then, you know, I would use Corel Draw to start, but still go in here and fine tune it so I can get it to look even better. But I use Corel to give me my outline, give me my stone placement, and then I'm using my visual to say, take this stone out and even probably that stone out. I want this line to come straight all the way down here. Boom, add a stone, add a stone. Maybe I can get another stone back in right here. I'm gonna place them between these two stones and then go around this way. Boom. Make my R more defined. Right, bring that into there. Boom. Right, bring that into there and see if I can delete this one. See if I can get one more here. I can't. And I'll probably bring him up and redo this line. I didn't do all of this when I first started, but it makes your designs look a whole lot better the more and more you zoom out, zoom in. Okay, that looks good, you know. Treat it like you with the eye doctor, you know, and he having you cover up one eye and view it from across the room. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to see your shirts from across the room. Trust me, when I first got started, I wasn't deleting all of this stuff, and I was trying to take and do my lines, and I still would have to do the line over. So now I'm like, let me delete some stuff first, do this line, and see how it looks. And it looks a lot better when you decide what you don't like. Right here, what's going on right here? Delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, and even probably this piece, and him, and him. But I want this to curve and come straight down like this. Boom. See, that's looking better. On that H, curves like that. Let's delete this one. We're gonna bring them in and curve it just like this. Boom. Boom. I probably start from right here and curve this line all the way up and over and down to here.
Okay.
Boom. Looking better already.
Mm-hmm.
More and more you clean it up, you'll have it flawless to the point to where you can delete the black and just put it straight on the shirt, like so. So white. See, and that looks good already.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go in there, look at it, and probably connect this H, try to fix my A, you know, fix my O, remove some stuff from the E so it doesn't look as cluttered. But that's script font, but you already know using
Cherry.
when you're using regular fonts.
Photograph signature.
Or blocky fonts, should I say. Those can easily be one button clicks as far as Hatchfield 0.075 Hatchfield. Oh, nope. See, sometimes it'll cut it like this.
Mm-hmm. I hate that.
That's where you would either make it just a little bigger, stretch it just a little bit in height. Let's try it again. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. So it got it just a little more, but then this is also where I would do my trick. I would go to 0.03, click on it, Hatchfield, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now you see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Still need to bring it to the edge. Let's try it again. Let's try it with 0.01 Hatchfield. Make it a little longer. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. So it's 0.1. It brought it all the way to the edge, but then in places it looks a little more choppier than the 0.3. So then, you know, that's when I'll be like, okay, let's try 0.2 then and see what 0.2 looks like. I played around with these numbers to where I'm like, okay, I want to see what they look like, what's the difference, like, you know what I mean, and how to make it better. So let's try 0.2, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. And 0.2 looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it curved the O. It got one more stone in the O.
Mm-hmm.
It fixed the top of the A.
Right, right.
So 0.2 isn't bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I would probably go in here and
Add another row.
drop my E. I'll probably give all the letters one more row.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do that, I'll just bring down my ruler.
Okay.
So that way I can just grab them and drag it up to the ruler, right click and copy. Bring it right up to the ruler, right click and copy. Like on this A, you know, I get rid of the overlap. Bring this to the edge, bring that one to the edge. Delete the one in the middle and just use my fill between two and my edit tab.
Mm-hmm.
Remove one, clear the paths. Grab both of these, drag both of them up at the same time. Boom.
Same thing at the bottom.
Same thing at the bottom. I'll start with my H. And I'll bring down my ruler to make sure all the rest of the other rows match. See, a lot of people, I think they are truly under the assumption that all of these rhinestone programs are just one click and you're off and running. And if it was that simple, everybody in the world will be doing rhinestone designs and it wouldn't take no skill at all. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
If vinyl was as simple as scan and cut, you know what I mean? Then everybody would be doing vinyl and it wouldn't take no skill to it. You know what I mean? Some people will cut it out, get to the weeding part, and mess up the whole design because the weeding ain't easy. Like, you know what I mean?
That's right. That weeding is no joke.
It's no joke. I got a business partner right now. Every time he goes to weed something, as he's weeding it, he's over there. Man, I hate weeding. I hate weeding. And I be like, bro, either you gonna do it or shut up, man, because it's part of the job, bro.
Yeah.
If you want anything fancy, you want reflective, you want glitter, you want foil, you're gonna have to resort back to using some vinyl.
That's right.
Even if you got a DTF printer, a laser printer, or whatever type of special printer you got, if you want to use glitter, foil, reflective, or any one of the special vinyls out there, you gotta use that vinyl. Glow in the dark. It ain't no glow in the dark DTF.
That's right.
All right, moving right along. Is there anything else you had questions on or would like me to touch on before we jump off of here?
Do you know how you have an image? Let's say you have a square. Inside the square, you have a word. Let's say the word is cheer.
Okay.
I want stones to be all around cheer, and cheer in essence is knocked out. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, that's bad. We about to have fun real quick. Watch this. So we've been on here this entire duration, and as many screens as I've opened up and did all of it, Corel finally shut down for the first time. So we were able to accomplish a lot before it decided to.
Okay, okay.
I'm just opening it back up. Starting a new screen. Let's go. Boom. Let's type out our cheer.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to use uppercase. Boom. Let's use a thicker font.
Okay.
Oh, that one's good. All right. And let's make it like that size is good. Let's highlight everything and I'm gonna press P. That center everything to the center.
Okay.
Let's click on the box. Let's make it green. I'm gonna right click on it so there's no outline on it.
Okay, right click.
We're gonna do this twice. We're gonna take cheer, chop through, click on cheer, hold shift, click on the green, and let's use our trim and trim through it. Bing bong.
Okay.
On this one, I'm going to do a place and fill 0.1 to the outside, no stones, and do an island fill. Boom. I'm gonna take my black, hold shift, click on my white, and we're gonna chop through that. Boom. So now essentially we have cheer like that. Boom. And we have cheer like that. Boom. If we click right here on our green, and let's change our contour spacing to 0.075. Inside, add stones, magic path. Let's hatch fill it. Wait a minute, let's go back. Let me make sure. Okay, So we want to take our outline now and click on the outline, hold shift, click on the green. Let's chop through that as well. Boom. So now we got one box that looks like this, one box that looks like this. We don't even need this. We can, let's Control Z, because this is color right here. So whatever color you want to make that, you can keep that color or we don't need it. Click on it, let's hatch fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones, and I'm gonna change the color so we can see it. Boom. We don't need this. Change it to white. So there we have it. We have our box. That's, even if we got rid of the box, we'll still be able to see it, and it says cheer. I'll probably go in here and probably delete all of this so that we can see it say cheer.
Mm-hmm.
Do it again. Let's hatch fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Most definitely the bottom one is going to look better because it's a clean cut through.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, I just wanted to show an example using an outline.
Mm.
And probably even on this one, I would probably do something like this. I would probably go 0.06, then do a hatch fill because it's going to be closer to the edge. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. So now,
Wow.
it's a little tighter like this.
Okay.
Still got this little divot right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably just fix that by doing, I'll probably fix that by just delete, 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 delete all of that and just copying this whole row and doubling it up next to it like so.
Okay.
I probably, because the OCD in me would just go ahead and take and go around like so. I probably would even fix these rows in here by deleting that row and just doing them 3 rows like so. And then that changed that one, so I'll probably up to there and then do a fill between 2. Uh-oh. Fill between 2, remove a stone, fill between 2, remove a stone, fill between 2, remove a stone, fill between 2 again, remove a stone. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, so most of the time I'm doing not a lot, but a lot. You know what I mean? Not too much, but just enough to where I want it to visually look right to the customer.
Okay.
Just simply just moving that
Over.
piece right here over visually, it looks better to me.
Mm-hmm. And you can read it easier.
Yeah. So I'll zoom out, then I'll zoom in and fix what I need to fix. It looks like, to me, it looks like I can grab this one row here, slide it over just a hair, and squeeze another row in between there. Zoom out. See, that looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, up here, it looks like it has a gap in it. You know what I mean? Right. Well, that's not bad right there. But that's why I zoom out and zoom in, because I'm like,
You can see it.
yeah. When women do cups and tumblers, they would have took a SF6 stone and placed it in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, just to me, when you place stones in between stones like that, if the whole design isn't done like that, then it becomes so completely visual to me that I can point it out just like, ah, it looks like it's cluttered right there. Like, you know what I mean? Or everything else looks equally spaced.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Now it'll look cluttered right there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got it now.
All right. If you would send me your email, I probably already have it, but if you please send it to me again. It usually takes, if we've been recording for about 2 hours, it might take an hour and a half for it to render out the video, and then I'll send you the video via Google Mail. But then, you'll have to, I have to send it as a Google Drive file, and then you
Okay.
download it to your Google Drive and do it like that. You familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Need
Thank
any?
you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I got what I needed.
I'm going to, since this was my very first one, and me and you were only on here together, just me and you, I'm going to open it up and start doing it like Wednesdays and Fridays for right now. But I want more people to jump in and more people to tap in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And more people to ask more questions. That way I can go over more things that I may be missing out on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to go over I showed you the gist of sublimation, but it gets deeper than that. Like when you find a real detailed image and you're just trying to rhinestone just certain parts.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I plan on doing more and more videos, at least 2, 3 a week, to help
Okay.
others and drive this rhinestone creation all the way home for everybody.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Get you some rest, and we'll talk again.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.